Welcome back to Hardly Minding My Business. I'm your host, Dashing D, aka Dash, and hi, we're here. So, listen, it's 2026 now. Whatever happened prior to 2026 is water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. Listen, 2025 was a tough year, tougher than 2024, and I thought 2024 took me through it. Last year was rough, okay? To to keep it plain, life kind of got turned upside down, all the way upside down. And now I'm trying to build it back up. The biggest thing was dealing with my health. So I am at the point now where I'm like, all right, I need to really get in back into my wellness. Y'all remember when I was running, I was working out, I was doing all the things. My face looked smaller. I was just focused on what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, and whatever. And I was very much deeply into recording this podcast and making stuff happen. But life happened and then life kept happening. And I've been, I don't know, I would say for the better part of maybe 3 to 6 months now, I've been trying to like figure out what's next. Where do I go? What do I do? Because it has been rough, and I've never been so grateful to see a year go. Um, I don't know that 2026 will be much better than anything else. At this point, I just feel like everything's so unpredictable that you just got to take it for what it is. But what I can say is that I am trying to get things on track for me. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row, and you know, we take it from there. I mean, I am mostly healthy at this point, and I am grateful that I have life and the ability to do what I need to do. So I still want to come up here and have fun and talk shit and do all the things. Some of what you knew this podcast to be before might be slightly different these days, but some of it will be the same. It's me. New year though, new me, definitely. Not the same person that I was even 6 months ago, I don't think. So, cheers to that. I am drinking tea, hot peppermint tea, because that's the type of time I'm on right now. Like, y'all know I love a good glass of wine. If you've been here before, then you know that I love a good glass of wine with the pod. But today we're just gonna do a little bit of tea. I told you I've changed. So, anyway, yeah, I feel like there's a certain sense of renewal and regrowth that I am undergoing right now, and that this podcast will undergo with me. And I'm not going to sit here and make any empty promises. I've done that before, and I've made empty promises to myself. What I'm trying to do now is hold to the things that I say I want to do, keep the promises that I've made to me, and let all the other chips fall where they may. So here I am, showing up, and let's talk, let's chat. It's been a while. Now, previously I've just kind of like randomly given topics and we talk about it. I kind of want to create a little bit more structure these days. So what I'm thinking is we'll do some sort of sizzle topic, like a hot topic of sorts, something that I really, really want to dive into that's not necessarily entertainment, could be, but not necessarily entertainment, pop culture, or anything like that, but just something that I find interesting, something that I want to chat about. So we're going to start there. okay? Because we really need to talk about something I read on The Cut. If you know me, you know I love to read The Cut. I love reading sex diaries from The Cut. I've found many of interesting topics there that I've discussed on this podcast. And today is no different. So I was reading this article, the Sex Diaries article on The Cut about a 25-year-old who has a boyfriend of 3 months, and she said the boyfriend's good, but the sex is not. So let's talk about it because I feel like this, I feel like people have this problem and we don't, it needs to be addressed. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the title of it, just in case you want to check it out yourself, it's under the sex diary section of The Cut. And the title is The Assistant Having Bad Sex with a Good Boyfriend. So she goes through her day. She kind of tells us what's going on with them. She basically says, you know, he's great. She started her day. You know, she did work or whatever. She spoke to her man, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, she didn't want to link up with him. She just figured, you know, he was home at his place. She was home at her place and they should stay there. And she notes that if things were better in the bedroom, she would have wanted to meet up with him wherever he was or wherever she was, but that wasn't the case. Isn't that sad? That just made me feel like, wait, but girl, you should want to see him. I'm not saying you should want to see him every night or be with him every night, but you should still have that, you know, desire. The desire should still be there. And my heart broke a little bit when I read that. I was like, wait, you're consciously, like, you're telling us that you know that it would be different if things were better. Now, let me give context, and again, you can read the article yourself, but let me give context to what she says about this guy. So she says he's a good guy. They're even planning this joint birthday party. Their birthdays are the same, and or the same week or something like that, and they're planning to have a party. A lot of her friends are meeting him for the first time, which she admits that she told her friends and now she's embarrassed because they're going to meet him in person. Listen, let me say something about that real quick. If there are things that you don't want people to see when they meet someone they've never met, don't tell them. It's really that simple. If you know that you and this guy are going tough and y'all are going to be in it for however long, you need to be really careful about the things you repeat to other people who will then have to be around this person. Because, yes, you are silently embarrassing him when you're telling people that he's not good in bed, but hey, come over, let's have a party and all hang out and whatever. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to confide in people you trust. You should absolutely confide in people you trust and be able to share your woes. I mean, it's probably better to share it with them than all of us. But you should be able to share your woes. And, you know, if you need to bounce things off of someone or just vent or whatever it is, you should have that space to do it. But do realize that every time you say something, whether negative or positive, about this person, those people will not forget, which means that when they meet him, they already have this idea of him. And if that's what you want, cool. If it's not what you want, you got to be careful with how you how you speak about people. That's for sure. If I don't want you talking shit about him, then I'm probably not going to talk shit about him. Anyway, now, not in that way. So, so homegirl says that he seems scared. Like he seems uncomfortable with having sex. He also doesn't finish. That gave me pause. So I was like, okay, he's uncomfortable when y'all are, about initiating or getting to the business or whatever. She even says she thinks it's because she's more experienced, but he is so nice of a guy that he doesn't dare say, oh, it's because you're more experienced than I am. He just kind of clams up, or he does this little move with her hair, like he's fixing her hair, and she's wanting him to like pounce all over her, and he's not doing that. He's kind of very vanilla and robotic about it, and then he doesn't even finish. So nobody's having a good time as far as I'm concerned, which I'm concerned because especially 3 months into a relationship, this should not be your sex life. Like, things should be way better. She's afraid to say something to him because she says she knows it's a sensitive subject, and she wants to make sure that, she doesn't hurt his feelings. Here's the thing. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait 8 months and then say something to him, and then it's really going to hurt his feelings? Because now it's been 8 months and he's thinking you're fine with the way things are going, but you're not. And now you have to explain that you haven't been fine for the past 8 months. This feels like shit or get off the pot. Like, either you tell him now what you should have told him 2 months ago. Either you tell him now or you leave. I feel like you gotta bow out gracefully. You can't stay in that. She's clearly not happy. She's expressing that she's not okay with the way things are going and that she's uncomfortable with having the conversation. So there's a couple of things going on here. Okay, fine. There are people, I have even known people who've said, listen, we don't do a lot of that for one reason or another, and that's just the way it is, and that's how our relationship functions. Okay, fine. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you how much sex you should have. I'm just here to tell you that it should be all above board and it should be healthy. So if two people mutually decide that they want it all the time, then y'all should be able to have that. If two people decide that they only want it every now and again, y'all should have that. Now, becomes a problem is when one person wants one thing and another person wants another thing. And it's okay that two people want different things, but at some point you're going to have to communicate to figure out how to compromise if you're going to stay together. If you don't want to stay together, you don't got to have the conversation. There's no point in it. But if you're going to continue and you feel like y'all are not on the same page, but you want to be on the, if you want to be on the same page with a person, you got to try to get on the same page with a person, as far as I'm concerned. So, girl, tell that man what's going on. You having a party, he's meeting your friends. And she said they started having sex on date 3. So y'all been having sex for quite a while now, and you don't like it. You knew after date 3 that you didn't like it, but you stayed around. Sex is not the only thing that is important in a relationship, but it is part of the things. And just like any other thing, it's a thing that has to be nurtured. There has to be communication. You have to be able to address it so that it can get better, so that everyone gets what they want, or at least everyone comes to a compromise about what is safe and comfortable and fun for everyone involved. I just don't understand this. So they get to the party and everything goes well, including that, which is great. She's excited, but then she does try to communicate with him and he doesn't want to talk about it. Well, sir, why don't you want to talk about it? It was a good starting point. The fact that we had a good night is a great starting point. I don't understand. Yeah, so this girl, listen, at the point where he decided that he didn't want to talk about it and was just like, oh, it's whatever. If you want to, whatever, I guess so. And you lost interest in even asking about it, that was it, girl. You gotta go. You got to go. He is not the only good man on the planet. And perhaps there is a woman who wants what he wants, where, you know, it's very limited. There's not a whole lot going on, and it's very low expectation, low pressure. I'm sure there is somebody for him, but you are not the person for him. You are making it very clear that you want something more, and that you've desired something more your entire relationship. You should get that. You should have that. Stop talking yourself out of it, girl, just because you have fun with him. Maybe y'all are better off as friends. Maybe intimacy is just not the thing that you need to be seeking with this person. And that's okay. That's okay. The stars don't always align when it comes to these things. And you've got to be able to move with the times. So, yeah. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. I just was like, oh girl, you have to do something. You have to figure this out. Continue you cannot continue to be in this. This is just not anyway. Y'all should read the article. I always say I love Sex Diaries. I think it's great. I love the way it's in the first person and they take you through their day and you get to kind of get a sense of who they are and what they're really dealing with. But yeah, so that was on my mind because I was like, well, girl, you were 25. You don't need to be stuck in a relationship with a man that, is not concerned about your pleasure or his for that matter. Because as she let us know, he's not really finishing either. So anyway, what else do we have to talk about? Did y'all hear about Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good? They have been named Guinean citizens in West Africa, and are cultural ambassadors. That's interesting. I don't know much. I don't know much about any of this. So, according to the Associated Press, they received Guinean citizenship after tracing their ancestry to the West African country through DNA testing. The head of Guinea's presidential cabinet called them among the worthy sons and daughters of this Guinea, saying they represent our country, the red, yellow, green flag all over the world. There were celebrations and they were named global ambassadors of Guinea. Meagan Good said this recognition goes beyond titles. It is a homecoming and a reconnection to our Afro-descendant roots, signaling their intent to build lasting ties, including plans to spend extended time in Guinea. Well, that's nice. Let me ask y'all something. And listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, if I'm wrong, y'all can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. I totally understand. Are they not a weird couple to y'all? They are such a weird couple to me. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I'm assuming I'm a little biased because of the fact that Jonathan Majors had that case and it just kind of muddied the waters a little bit. And there seemed to be overlap between alleged overlap. We don't know for sure, but there seemed to be overlap between Meagan Good and the previous girlfriend, and it just all seemed like it started messy. And I haven't gotten to the place where I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like, y'all look great together and y'all are married now. And like, this is such a wonderful thing. I'm at the place of, you know what? That's your life. That's cool. You do what you do. I'ma do what I do, which don't have anything to do with what you do. So I'm cool. They should have a good life together. That's where I'm at with it. But really, like, under the surface, I be sitting there like, okay. I'm trying to see it. Like, I'm trying to be excited about it. It don't got nothing to do with me. My excitement really doesn't matter here. However, I just really be trying to, like, feel it. Like, you look at some couples, celebrity couples even, and you're like, oh, okay, good for them. Like, that's nice. Like, that's cool. I see it, And then this, I just there's also just some couples where you look at it and you're like, this is a little strange, isn't it? Is it not strange to anyone? I get it. I get the bias. I get that I have not gotten over any of that yet. Like my urge is to protect a woman who is not asking to be protected, but I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, like is everybody well? Is everybody good? Is what we're seeing real?" But who am I to question the validity of these two people's relationship anyway? Sorry. just I just want to know, like, I would just love to see the two of them out. Like, I would love to meet them. I would love to see what their energy is when they're not being filmed. I think that would be fascinating. I really would love to see that, but sorry. I'm, tr- I'm trying to, yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys. I really don't know. What else we got in entertainment? Oh, all right. So I haven't said anything about Monique publicly in a long time because I just feel like having conversations about Monique sometimes it's like, all right, she's going to do what she's going to do. So why even talk about her? But I thought this was interesting. Just a couple days ago, Monique got involved in the feud between 50 Cent and Papoose. So evidently 50 Cent and Papoose have been feuding for some weeks now. Let me pull it up. Yeah, the two of them have been feuding for some weeks now. Apparently there was a song and then one person called out another person and it like turned into this whole back and forth and memes and AI and all kinds of things happening on the internet between the two of them. When it got, I guess, out of hand and Monique decided to step in was when Clarissa Shields, who is Papoose' girlfriend, 50 Cent started throwing shots at Papoose using Clarissa Shields. So posting photos of her, old photos of her, implying that she looks masculine, all kinds of stuff like that. Now, y'all know that 50 Cent does what he does, and y'all know that when he gets a hold of anything or when anybody steps out of line with him, and I'm not saying it was Papoose' fault, I'm just saying y'all know how 50 is, and I am not shocked that these are the type of shots he was firing because we know 50 Cent. We know what he is capable of when it comes to the internet, and when he gets his Twitter fingers, when he's not busy with producing something or making big business deals in the television world, then he's doing this. This is what he likes to do. He likes to, ridicule people, troll people online for lunch and dinner. That is sport for 50 Cent. So I don't see how Papoose didn't know that his girlfriend wouldn't end up being collateral damage. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is. Now, Monique, how the hell did Monique get involved? I'm sure you're asking. And apparently she saw what was happening online. She saw that there was that Clarissa Shields ended up being the butt of one of 50 Cent's jokes. And she came online to say, and I quote, "She is the greatest female boxer of all time, greatest woman boxer of all times. She is the GOAT." You can quote me. Aunt Nikki and Clarissa Shields is the GWOAT. 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 One thing you can't beat is facts. So Clarissa, my baby, keep standing strong, keep being confident, keep being beautiful. Monique. Aunt Nikki, apparently. Do y'all call her that? Do y'all call her Aunt Nikki? I didn't know that. That's new to me. I mean, she's not aunt of mine, but Are y'all calling her Aunt Nikki? Is that what this is? On one hand, I'm like, all right, she stood up for another woman, and I appreciate that. Right? At least she's not one of the women tearing this woman down. But on the other hand, I'm like, why the hell are you in the middle of this? Why are you in the middle of this? This is how you get yourself into trouble sometimes. Why are you in the middle of something that does not concern you? Does not concern you. And he will come after you too. Some of y'all be thinking that 50 Cent don't have smoke for y'all. And I just couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I ain't saying nothing about you, 50. I did not say anything bad about you, 50 Cent. I stated some facts. That was it. Don't have no smoke for me. I don't want it. I don't need it. All I'm trying to do is stay hydrated and healthy. That's it. I'm just trying to get my life in order. I said it already. I'm just trying to be healthy. I'm just trying to be good. I didn't even do petty or not today. If you know. You know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. First of all, as far as the papoose and 50 Cent of it all, I don't care. I'm not involved in that. I don't want to get involved in that, and I really don't want to discuss what happened and why. I don't care. But Monique. But you know what? Sometimes I think that Monique does things that are calculated. I just kind of feel like she wanted the smoke a little bit. I feel like Monique is the type of person in business where she's like, you know, this might get the people talking, and that's exactly what I need right now while I'm trying to ink this deal. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Let's move on, though. His and Hers, Tessa Thompson, John Bernthal, new show on Netflix. It's giving presumed innocent vibes in the trailer. I have only seen 10 minutes of it. I will come back and report on it likely in the next episode. I watched the first 10 minutes. To me, the first 10 minutes was very slow, but I did want to put out a call to action. If y'all have watched this, please let me know if I should be watching this or if I need to skip it. I'm not really sure. It looks good, and I really, really, really like Tessa Thompson, and I love that she's like the female lead in this role. I like to see her as lead. I think she's great. I think she's very sassy. I love her drawl when she's in certain things. I really do. I really do enjoy her, but it was giving presumed innocent, and I only watched presumed innocent recently, which is why I'm like, is this the same thing? This feels very similar. It's like, if you like that, try me. That was Apple's version. This is Netflix's version. So we'll see. I will watch it. I will at least attempt to watch the full first episode before I decide I can't watch it. But if y'all have been watching it or you finished it already because you binged it as soon as it came out, please let me know, and please put it in the comments and let me know if you liked it. I would like to know. We can talk about it more for sure once I've seen more. Also, Tell Me Lies is back. I think I talked about Tell Me Lies a little while back. Psychological thriller series. I don't even like calling it thriller. I feel like psychological drama. It's not that thrilling. It's not very suspenseful in that way. It's just very psychological. There's a lot of lies going on, and a lot of deceit, and a lot of manipulation, and on the surface it doesn't seem like that type of show, but then you start watching it and you're like, wait. I like this show because I feel like the audience knows more than the characters in the show, and I enjoy that very much. Cause I be yelling at the TV like, girl, no, don't tell him that. Or I'll be yelling at him like, it was him. I love that. It's not great for anxiety purposes, but for entertainment purposes, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So I watched Season 3, episode 1. They just dropped the first 3 episodes on Hulu. I watched the first episode and then I watched maybe half of episode 2, and it's the same old mess. But I do like that we're getting closer to, if you don't know about Tell Me Lies, it's essentially about people who meet in college and how their interactions, this friend group, how their interactions affect their lives long term. So if you've ever seen This Is Us, it's a similar format where there is an event happening in the present, or I guess if you look at it another way, you might think it's in the future. But I feel like that would be considered the present. That's where they are now. And then it's also showing us how things started, and then they show us what's happening in the middle. So they're somehow bringing the story together from the beginning, to the end. So you land somewhere in the center when it's all said and done. So they've been slowly rolling out what's happening in the future, but a lot of what happens in the future are little callbacks to what happened in the past, and then they go back and they show it. Check it out. It's not as complicated as I made it sound, but it's really interesting. Like I said, lies and manipulation, okay? Oof. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm watching. I'm also reading some books right now. I just restarted Atomic Habits because I feel like it's the perfect time of year to do that. I prefer it on audio rather than reading the book. What else am I reading? Oh, I've been reading Loved One. Loved One is really interesting. It's a book by Aisha Muramar, and this book is about a woman who slept with her best friend, and then he ghosted her. And then the next time she hears anything of him, she's finding out that he is no longer with us. So it takes you through what she's going through in the present, dealing with his death, going to his funeral, etc., etc. But she also takes you back to how they met and how they ended up together, or hooking up, I should say, and how all of that played out. So it's really interesting. It feels very relatable, like something anyone can pick up and understand what the characters in the book are going through. So I'm having a good time reading that. But yeah, so if y'all are interested in that, then yeah, I want to join a book club. I need to find one. If anybody knows of any book clubs in the New York area, let me know. I might check it out. And people who read books that are not only, I need a multicultural book club is what I'll say. That is what I need. A multicultural book club. Doesn't mean that everything has to be Black. Doesn't mean that everything has to be by an author of color. It just means that there is some diversity not only in the reading, but also in the faces that I'll see at the book club. If you are aware of anything like that, please do let me know, because I would love to join a book club. I've been looking for one for a while. And last but not least, tweet of the week. Send a Friend Co. posted, "I don't rise and shine, I sit and simmer." And that's me. One thing I'm going to do is take a breath when I wake up in the morning. I realized a while ago, a couple years ago, that I can't just get up abruptly anymore. I have to ease into the day. I have to ease into getting up. That's very important. All of that is very important. So, yeah. So my advice, I don't know, this is not an advice column, but my advice to everyone is to sit and simmer a little bit. We could all use a moment to sit and simmer. before we start our day, at the end of our day, before we go into a big meeting or have a big presentation or deal with our kids or hang out with loved ones or friends or whoever, family, whoever, whatever it is, take a beat. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.